Hello and welcome to a Repo video, which is also for my study. This video is on evolutionary biology. So scientific theory explains aspects of the natural world using testing and observable experiments that can be repeated. Frog. Scientific theories are tested based on facts and can be seen through trials. Evolutions as a scientific theory is supported by many different things and can be seen and looked into, like, just normally. Types of evolution can be with small changes over shorter periods of time. This is within the genes and is referred to as microevolution. However, major changes for phenotypic types occurs over millions of years and is basically called macroevolution. Big changes, long time; small changes, short time. This is because big changes need lots of generations for them to occur, and small changes are only within the genes usually. So only need one, maybe two generations of life to occur. Evolution is the change of populations over time. This can be big changes over a long time or small changes over a short time, with gradualism referring to changes over the time occurring gradually. If change occurs over time, the earliest forms of life would be very simple in comparison to what we have now. This can be seen quite clearly in the it can be seen quite clearly in fossils, as some of the oldest fossils are just very simple single-celled stromatolites, given they were only one cell, but they did group up in large sheets of little friends. And as we go further into the future with fossils, you can in fact see them getting more and more complex over time. This is, of course, over millions and millions of years. It's not like some guy just decided to evolve. And if you compare even some of more recent fossils to what we have alive now, what is alive now can be seen as much more complex, especially when considering humans into the picture. But even if complexity arises, why is it not just all one animal? Well, this is due to speciation, where one species evolves into, well, splits off into multiple different species, again, over a long period of time. We can tell that it occurs because looking at fossils of older things, there are similarities in many different well, critters. Oh. And it can also be seen through microevolution in bacteria, because bacteria have short lives. Well, some bacteria have short lifespans. You can actually see speciation occur which is quite cool. Ancestry of species of similar variety have common ancestors. This could be referred to them being of common descent. Which would be to see the changes over time, transitional forms would have to have been alive. The fossils of these animals can seem quite odd in comparison to the animals that are observed now, with them seeming weird and even hybrid-like. Oh man. Transitional forms are more looked at when studying at macroevolution, meaning over long periods of time. And ancestral forms my monkey. Well, that's unfortunate. Anyway, transitional forms are more looked at when studying macroevolution, whereas ancestral forms are more for microevolution. This is because it's hard to tell direct ancestry from dead fossils. Yeah. When looking at fossils or bone structures of current species, things are often similar, but there's some things that have become much less useful for certain species. These are often removed from the gene pool or are reduced to vestiges, like tailbones in humans or hind leg bones in dolphins. These are often left over from their evolutionary past. These are similar to non-functioning genes, which are genes that are still present in the DNA but are not turned on, so they don't do anything. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. If If there's any way I can improve the videos, please let me know. And again, thank you for watching, and goodbye!